Good morning. Welcome to class. I'm so happy to see you guys join on time. I see here Alina, Blake, Mani, Drake, Harmony, Lily, Maddie, Taraji, William. Welcome, welcome. There are more people joining. We'll go ahead and get started. Today is Thursday, August the 22nd. Link to your class Nearpod is in the chat. Let's go ahead and join and get started. A few expectations. Always make sure that you run your audio setup. You make sure that you have your materials for my math class. It's important that you always have your math notebook so you are taking some important notes and something to write with. There's some Class Connect expectations. I expect you guys to follow each and every single class period that you guys are here with me. We are all here to learn, and learn stands for listening carefully, engaging through Nearpod, chat, mic, emails and texts also. You guys are really actively engaged. I am very happy with that. Arrive on time. All of you sitting right here in front of me have arrived on time. That makes me feel so happy. Respect yourself and others and never give up. I understand the lessons will become a little harder, but we will keep trying. If there is need for extra sessions to be hosted, we will do that too. We will do anything that is required to help you be successful, but don't give up. So let's go ahead and get started. Here is a little overview of how the week looks like. We talked about it yesterday also. But again, a little reminder, I will send out emails today to you guys, reminding the 2 quizzes that are due for the week, and that I agreed upon allowing you 1 extra week to complete these quizzes. Today in my optional session, I am going over 1.04 quiz, which is due today. If you will join in my live session and complete the quiz with me, you probably will end up getting some good grades. If you want to consider that attending the live session from start to end as a grade in itself, I am going to be more than happy to do that. Make sure you keep that open communication with me over an email so I am aware. Today's Thursday. We are going to approximate irrational numbers. And remember, when we do that, we are using our calculators. Here is the link to the calculator that will be allowed to you on the test. You're allowed to use it on my TFORS. You're allowed to use it on state tests. You're allowed to use it on homeworks, assignments, everything, anything, right? This is your calculator. You'll also be allowed to use it in high school, in your some other classes. In high school, there are some science classes that will require the calculator. In today's lesson, you will learn to approximate the value of an expression containing an irrational number, right? The calculator is so good, you can put in an expression, right? An expression has more than 1 terms, right? That's why they want to say expression. You will be learning to graph that irrational number on a number line, and you will see how those kind of questions look like. And you will use approximations to compare irrational numbers, right? And obviously, when you're graphing, you probably are making those comparisons already. Let's go ahead and get started. The first question has to do with the calculator. I gave you a little snip of the calculator. Can you guys show me? Can you guys show me or circle the button on the Desmos calculator that will be used to find the square root here on my slide? In my class, I see 19 students. In my Nearpod, very sadly, only 9. I don't see 10 of you guys. Alina, join Nearpod, Alina. Amani, give it a try, see if Nearpod is working. Very good, Felice. Rania, very good. Johnny, excellent. William, very good. Blake, very good. You right? Circle the button on the Desmos calculator that will be used to find square root. You want to circle the button that will be used to find square root, because that's what we will use a lot. William, Zara, Drake, excellent. Seems like everybody in the class understands the calculator. I am so proud of you. Okay, if you haven't joined Nearpod, please join. I am going to be big on noticing who is joining and who isn't. That's going to be my teacher goal for this year, because I believe active participation is going to bring a big difference. All right, make sure you are in Nearpod. Okay. Yesterday, we were looking at classifying the numbers. So I have a little quiz planned out for you, right? And this is how the quiz will look like. Square root of 18, then 0.33 ongoing, and then negative square root of 4. These are the 3 questions I have in my quiz. Are you guys ready for a time to climb? Yeah, Felice nods her head. Yes, yes, we are ready, right? So we can see how well you learned yesterday, right? If that was not so well learned, then that means it requires us to go back, watch the recordings, and practice yesterday's Nearpod again. We want to have a solid understanding. Here we are with time to climb. Okay. I hope it loads. Yeah, this particular time to climb was giving me a little hardship getting it load when even I was reviewing this lesson well. We will randomize the answers, we will pause between the answers, and here we are. Let's get started. Choose a character of your choice. You guys are so fast. You guys joined even before me. But I don't see everybody in Nearpod. Akio, Alina, Brody. So Brody, I have Brody H and I have Brody Z. Brody. So when you guys join, make sure you join with the last initial. Do Brody H and Brody Z. Apart from that, Madison, we're supposed to join using first names only. Here we are. Okay. Classify the real number in as many ways as possible. Square root of 18. The calculator link has just been posted. Please use the calculator so you can, do the correct classification. William, Rania, very good. Dariana, very good. Carmen, Drake, Amani, nice. I'm so happy to see so many of you guys classified it correctly, right? Very good, JJ. Very good. It is irrational. Right? Can someone drop the value of the square root of 18 in the chat? It's going to pause the game, right? Until I hit next. Drop the value of square root of 18 in the chat so we look at the number. Let's see who's going to be the first one to drop it. Okay. Rani, someone can drop the entire one. Here, chat is open to everybody. Whatever you guys will drop, your class will see. So JJ says 4.2426. Is there any pattern to the decimals? Felice, very nice. Do you guys see any pattern to the decimals? It's ongoing, but do you guys see any pattern? No pattern, irrational, right? Let's go ahead and move on. Sometimes also use the mic. We would love to hear you guys over the mic. Very good, Drake. Question 2. Classify the real number in as many ways as possible. Now it is ongoing. 0.33333333. No use of calculator allows you just 30 seconds. Rania, good. William, repeating pattern, dear. Repeating. If you can tell the next digit, it is a repeating Drake. Dariana, repeating pattern. You can tell me what is going to be in the ... right? Felice, repeating pattern. Blake. So there were actually a variety of answers that you guys picked for this one. It was just a rational number. It is not integer, it has decimals. It is not natural and whole and integer because these are decimals. Decimals will only be rationals. Rationals means decimals, percents, and fractions. Right? I think that just tripped you guys. The people who got it right was Zara, Amani, Rania. I can tell you guys are reviewing. Okay, this is going to be an easy question on the test, but every single year I see there's one question over this, topic every single year. Now, this is the final question. Try your best. Classify the real number in as many ways as possible. It is a negative square root of 4. Ronnie and William, excellent. Very good. Zara, excellent. So the calculator questions, I gave you 40 seconds, keeping in view that you'll be using a calculator, allowed you 10 seconds more. Amani, excellent. Felice, very good. Blake, very good. Madison, nice. Now let's see the podium. This is a -2, right? Negative square root of 4 was -2. Is that true in your calculator? How much was negative square root of? It was -2. -2 is integer, right? Integer and then rational. Here we are. Nice. Well done. Well done. -2, right, Rick? And -2 is going to be an integer because natural numbers and whole numbers are not negative. Okay. If you guys think you need more practice with this topic or you needed to reflect on over the answers, they were right here. They are right here, right? And I've because this is just the start of the school and you have just started using the calculator, I have embedded some pictures of the calculator just so that I can direct you to the correct symbols to use in the calculator and generate your answers. So please review the Nearpods. You know, I work very hard to create the Nearpod and add all the details that I do for you guys. Next is a discussion. You guys know how much we love to do the discussions because normally very few of us are hopping in the mic, but well, this gives you guys a nice place to discuss and type it out and practice typing out and writing some good quality responses. And my discussion question says, remember to use the calculator, right? Because it has the square root. Consider the values of square root of 12 and pi. All right, there are two numbers. There's the square root of 12 and there's pi. Which value is smaller and why? Which value is smaller and why? This is a discussion question, right? And it goes in the discussion board. In that way, you guys get to see each other's responses. And here we are. Remember, the question is pinned over here in case you want to refer to it. Oh, wow, William, you already did that. Go put that over here. Here, the question is pinned in case you want to refer to it again, right? So which value is smaller and why? Did it say which value is smaller or did it say which value is bigger? Let me see. Which value is smaller and why? Right? Which value is smaller and why? Here we have Zara's response, the first response in the discussion post. Zara says pi is smaller because square root of 12 is 3.46 while pi is 3, not 2, Zara, right? 3.14. William, excellent. Let me see if I can also show student names as long as not the first and last names are being displayed. See, Zara, nice. You did edit it. Excellent. William says the same square root of 12 is more because it starts with 3.4. Very good, well said. Drake, pi is smaller because it's just 3.1 and 12 is 3.4. Very good. Blake gave us the entire value for square root of 12 and then for pi. So pi is smaller than 12. Johnny, excellent. What about others? There's a class of 26 students. And our discussion just has 5. Then I'm thinking about, well, these 5 should get some kind of bonus from me because they are actively participating and listening to my instructions, right? These 5 should get some kind of bonus from me because you guys are actively participating. What about the other 26? We want to see more discussions. As soon as I post a discussion, should be so full with responses with 26 students in our class. Here is Rania. The value of square root. Look at Rania's wordings. This is what I was thinking we should be more particular about is wordings. I like that, Rania. The value of the square root of 12 is bigger because it is 3.46. And pi is only 3.14. People here on the board, you guys see your names. You deserve some bonus from me. Anytime you don't score a perfect score on online quiz, You have earned that extra credit from me. You have earned the extra credit from me. Note it down. I see Felice response, and Felice says, pi is smaller because its value is 3.14 and square root, Felice, I like the word, you wrote it completely. Square root of 12 is 3.46. We're going to go ahead and move on. And remember, I do embed in the responses in case you are going to review before my class, and I give you all these details of the calculator so I can guide you. Well, let's look at the questions that were intended for today's class. I'm going to go back to my lesson goal. What we are doing, we are approximating the value. We are approximating the value of an irrational number. So I already told you, here I gave you an irrational number, square root of 17. And we talk about graphing it, right? Go find the value of square root of 17 using this calculator. Here is the link to the calculator. And drop your values in the chat and on your Nearpod slides. And here's the link to the Nearpod. If you haven't joined, I highly encourage you to join. I will be giving out extra credits, but you got to be earning those. I'm going to be giving out extra credits, but you guys got to be earning those. And now in Nearpod, I see 15 out of my 27 students, 15 out of 27. And that's still not acceptable, right? We're a little over 50% kids, students in class, in my Nearpod class, right? I want to see more. My goal is 100%. I need to see more students join. Okay, William, excellent. I'm so proud of you. Blake, we should shade 2 dots, right? Select 2 locations. Select 2 locations on the number line. Students, this was a STAR test question. Just imagine you are taking this 8th grade math STAR, you see this question, and you're going to be so proud of yourself that you can answer it and remember to use a calculator, right? Blake, I would suggest those 2 numbers are going to be back on back, right? The square root of 17 lies between 2 numbers. And Drake even gives me very closer to where it will lie. Drake, I'm very proud of you. William, good. Zara is heading there. Very good, Rania. Very good. Lisa Bell, Kelly, Diana, Maddie. Let's everybody give it a try. And here is square root of 17. Everybody drop the value of square root of 17 in the chat. In the calculator, this is the symbol you are using for square root. 4.12. Okay. Very close to 4. So if the question wants us, excellent, JJ, Rania, Drake, Felice, Blake, Sarah, Mani. Oh, you got a really long number, Maddie? Does your number look like the one that your classmates are posting? Maddie? Yes? So what 2 numbers on the number line does this long number lie? Which 2 numbers on this number line will this really long number lie? Let's see if you can answer. Let's see what Maddie's going to tell us. This very long ongoing number is going to lie between, well, let's wait for Maddie. Maddie's going to think about it. In our class, we're going to give everybody think time. Maddie, this really long number lies between 2 numbers in the number line, right? Which 2 numbers are those? And there's people in class who have not answered. Maddie, excellent. It does lie between 4 and 5. That's all. Excellent, Drake. Very good, very good. Akil, I think I've not heard from you. Alina, not heard from you so far in my class. Amy, I've not heard from you in my class. Brody, we have Brody. Brody H, Brody Z, we not heard from you guys. I want to see how you guys are doing. It's important. Let me see where's Lily in the Nearpod. Lily, are you in Nearpod? No. We want to see you guys in Nearpod, right? In my next slide, I know a lot of you guys also marked the very precise value, right? A 4.12. And you guys were you guys put also a 3rd dot telling me, well, this is where very precisely this number lies. That is great, right? But it lies between 4 and 5. Okay, let's try our practice question 2. See, this what we are doing is we are number 1 approximating the value of the irrational number, and then number 2 we are trying to graph it. We're trying to graph it so we can compare this irrational number, right? This is also a STAR test question. They were so smart. They gave you point Q. They gave you point Q. Now you gotta tell me which square root is closest to point Q. Which square root is closest to point Q, right? Everybody use your Desmos calculator. This is gonna be your lifesaver for the entire 8th grade. Um, Go put in all these 4. It is going to be a good practice to find square roots. Now I'm getting a lot of nice, good, diverse answers. Johnny, I agree. Drake, do you have all the, and Blake, I agree. So far, these are the people I agree. I agree to Drake. Let me see, Drake. No, Drake. Little bit of. I agree to actually Johnny and Blake. 2 people I agree to in class so far only. 2 people I agree to in class so far only. Okay. Now, I want the values of the following square roots, right? Amani, these, okay. I want square root of 5.4. Who will tell me square root of 5.4? Let me see who's going to be so fast. Use the square root symbol. It is 2.3. Okay. Do you think that this green dot is going to be 2.3? And Jacqueline will tell me. Jacqueline, do you think the green dot? Jacqueline, we hear you.
No, wait.
Excellent. You are right.
I don't think
No,
it is.
Jacqueline, you know why?
Well, it's after 5.
Very good. After 5. Excellent. I'm going to share my calculator because I want to share with Lisa Bell how the calculator will look like. Okay, Lisa Bell? See what I'm going to enter in my calculator. See, this is what you also did. Calculator. And we don't see the keyboard. We go to this bottom left side, click it, keyboard is here. So Lisabel, in the very bottom row, the third icon is the square root symbol. So you did square root, right, Lisabel? And the first number is 5.4. I just gonna put in 5.4. The value that square root of 5.4 gives me is 2.3 ongoing because it's irrational, does not follow a pattern, and it is ongoing, right? 2.3, Lisabel. Lisabel, give it a try and please give me some feedback if that is working, right? Okay, let's go ahead. And you were talking about the previous equation, square root of 17. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, try that one out too. Let's see, here is my calculator. I'm going to go to the next line. Square root symbol, and then did 17. 4.1. Lisabel, is that what you get? See, just do the square root symbol and then hit 1.7. Is that what you get? Give it a try. Everybody, it's a good practice. I understand this calculator looks a little complex. Isabel, I will personally recommend use this one, please. This is exactly what you will get on the STAR test. I have, monitor STAR test, and this is the exact calculator that you guys are allowed on the test. So I encourage you to practice using the right calculator. That's my advice. Practice using this one that you will be given on the test, right? So you have a good practice. Well, did someone did square root of 29.5? The square root of 29.5, because some of you did pick. Let me see overall where the class is heading. If I agree to anybody else, Amani still thinks this seems to be the right answer. Felice, what is square root of 29.5? JJ? 5.43? Yes, it is 5. Oh, I was actually giving some wrong feedback to some of you, you know, because I actually agreed to Felice. I actually agreed to William. I actually agreed to Rania. I agreed to Drake. I agreed to Drake. These are the people I agreed to. I just look at the answer because let's see. Let's go back and see who is going to help us with this. A person who hasn't helped us so far. Kelly, what do you think about 5.4? Does the green dot seem to be like 5.4? Yes, Drake, absolutely. Rania, from start of the test till the last minute, the calculator will be there. 8th grade, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. From the start of the test till the end. Now for throughout your school life, you have this beautiful, wonderful addition to your math test. And that is going to be a calculator. That's why I was very excited that you're going to be moving on from 7th grade now into 8th, because now life is going to become much more easier, right? So Kelly, what did you think about 5.4? Does it seem to be like where point Q is? Kelly. Oh, Kelly's thinking. I see active slide, Kelly. This is the green point. Does it look like a 5.4? Well, can someone type in the chat how much is this line? How much is this mark? Right after the green dot. How much value is this going to be? Right after the green dot. Salone, Felice, Rania, you guys are so fast. It seems to be a 5.5. So can we safely say the green dot seems to be more of 5.4, right? Yes. It seems to be like an answer, right? Let's go move on to 35.5. This is also a random answer some of us are getting. So how much is the square root of 35.5? Very good, Lisabel. How much is the value of 35.5 in the calculator? 5.9. Amani, you were fast. 5.9. Can you guys try to use a red dot for 5.9 on the number line? Can you show me where 5.9 will lie? With a red dot. See, this is going to be a red dot. Use a red dot, and I'm going to see how you guys do square root of 35.5 on your number line. Everybody get started. Where is the square root 35.5? With a red dot, because I'm looking for a red dot. Felice, that was pretty fast. I'm looking for a red dot. Andre, very good. Amani, excellent, excellent. This square root of 35.5. I want to see you on the number line. Come on, Solone. Very nice, very nice. Right? Absolutely. So 5.9 is going to be closer to 6. So we can say this doesn't look right. Can we safely say that B looks like the right answer? Jacqueline, excellent. And yes, absolutely right. We can say that B looks like the right answer. Now 5.9 is going to be something like 2 point something. So obviously not. But we were confused about 29.5 and 35.5. Let's go ahead and move on and practice one more. This next question is going to be also about graphing. Oh, Amani, you know what? That was a little mistake on my part. And you were rightfully confused. Now they gave you 4 points. This is also a STAR test question. That's how they might want to assess you. They gave you the irrational number square root of 3 By now, I think we have looked at square root of 3 multiple times since yesterday that I even remember the value. But everybody, go use your Desmos calculator. Tell me how much is square root of 3 so we can figure out which point looks like the right point for square root of 3. Lisa Bell, how much you got for square root of 3? 1.73? 1.73 or 1.7-ish, right? $1.7, right, Isabel? Very good. Can you guys read the value of point B? Can you guys tell me how much do you think is going to be point B? Point B seems to be 1.5. Point B is precisely 1.5, right? Very good. So it is 1.7. Do you think the answer is going to be point B? No. Amani says no. You guys say no. Okay. Then which one seems to be a more reasonable answer? Let me go to your near part slides. Amani, yes. Blake, excellent. Excellent. Johnny, Lisa Bell, Felice, Rania, William, Zara. Everybody who answered actually answered correctly. It seems to be point C. It seems to be point C. Right? Point C seems to be more of 1.7. Okay, wonderful. You guys have been doing great. Let's look at a different kind of a question. There was another practice question, but I skipped over. I do encourage you to practice on your own. Sometimes the test will give you things like these. They tell you, well, square of x is 132. Now write down square, right? Square, if you square the x, it is 132. Then can you find the value of x? If they tell you that squaring x is 132, then can you find how much is x itself? This x. Or if you look at the square, you're thinking, well, area of this, no, I can't even talk about area. It's a diagonal length, right? Think about it. X squared, the square of x is 132. The square of x is 132. Do you have any mechanism to find how much is x going to be? And when you solve equations, I always tell you to do it inverse operations. Do you guys know what is going to be inverse? What is going to be the inverse of squaring? Rania, I am so proud of you. Johnny, excellent. Find if something is squared and you want to undo the square so you can get back to x. Rania says, please use square root. Let square root on both sides. When you square root this side, the x squared, the square symbol goes away and it's just x, or x to the power of 1. But we normally don't write down x to the power of 1. We just say x. Also do the same thing on the other side and do square root of 132. Right? William, did you do 44 times 44? Does it give you 132? Squaring a number means multiply the number by itself. Dariona, Johnny, very good. Amani, very good. Rania, excellent. Zara, William, I'm very proud of you. Taraji, I want to see actively working slide. Kelly, Maddie, Elizabeth, Brady, Andre. So here Blake has the complete value. Very good, JJ. 11.5. 11.5 is the closest. And if we are approximating which value seems to be correct in the answer choices, definitely 66 is too high, 44, 33, but 11 seems to be the closest. Now, Rania gave us the recipe to do these questions. You got 11.4? I will just go and do 11.4. Some people are saying 11.4. Let's see. 11.489. 489 bumps the 4 up. Amani, 489. 48. 48. The 8 bumps the 4 up to a 5. If I'm just going to put one decimal, right? Yes. Okay, now that you guys are showing me mastery because you have the recipe, let's look at this one. Use the same recipe that Rania has given us. Again, now, oh, this is the answer to instruct 2. We move on to the next one. And here we are. I have some detailed solutions for you in my slides. Now, the area of the wall, area of a square wall is 182 square feet. I'm definitely going to remove these pictures because I would say that this picture, I don't know what I'm thinking of when I put the pictures. So we're not supposed to be even a diagonal here. I'm going to remove the pictures, definitely. Not the best one. I would say we're thinking about the side, right? Then the area of the square is 182. The area of the square is 182. How much is the side length supposed to be? Well, there is Amani, and Amani tells me an answer. What about others? So if the side is S, right, whatever that missing side length is, if you square it, it gives you the area. And that area is 182. And that area is 182. Right? You just want to find which measurement is closest to the side length. You don't want the square of the side, you just want the side length. So here we are, and I agree to Amani, Blake, Dariana, not dividing Drake. Drake, remember what Rania says, how we undo the squaring? Let's see if Drake can remember. Not dividing by 2. Use square root. Use square root, JJ says. Yes. Use square root. A number times itself is the area of the square, right? A number times itself. Rania, good. William, Zara, Felice, Kelly, excellent. And then 13.5 seems to be the closest answer. We still have 3 minutes, and that allows us sufficient time to look at the exit ticket. The solutions are here in detail, right? If you still are confused, see how we get rid of the squaring by square rooting. Here is the exit ticket. If you will show me mastery, you will be dismissed from class. Paula completely covered a square wall using 87.5 square feet of wallpaper without any overlap, right? There's a square wall. Keep in mind. Which measurement is closest to the side length of this wall in feet? If you know there's a square, square has all the same sides, right? And the area is 87.5. How much is the side and length? You multiply side times side to get this area, right? Square feet. And let me see. Drake, Amani, you are dismissed. Excellent. Dariana, excellent. Johnny, excellent. You guys are dismissed. Let's see. Rania, excellent. Zara, William, excellent. You guys are dismissed. But the rest of you, we were looking at the square of the side. Look here, follow along, so that I give you some steps, right? So if you square the side, it will give you the area of a square, right? Because length and breadth are same value. Square the side, it should give you 87.5. Lisa Bell is going to help me from here. Lisa Bell, how am I going to get the side length? If I square the side, it gives me the area of the square, right? So how am I supposed to find the side length? Which operation? Lisa Bell will help me. Marshall, which operation will help me find the side length? If I square the side, I get the area. Marshall, think about it. Omar, Jacqueline, Lily, I am waiting to hear from you guys. You got 9, Felice? But what operation helped you, Felice, to get that 9? What did you do to get to S? From S squared, square of the side, to get the area, what did you do to get the side length? Square root. You square root the two sides. So when you square root the S squared, it becomes S. And when you square root 87.5, it is going to be 9-ish. It is going to be something like, I believe, something like 9.35. 9 times 9 is 81, so it's 87.5, a little bit over 9. Are there any questions before we end the class? Let us know, right? Please make sure you practice these things. They are important. There will be a few questions on STAR over these kind of topics, right? We'll end the session here. Thank you so much for joining. I am going to review quiz 1.04 with you at 12:15. If you need help, please join us. Thank you for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day.